Hi there, so today this is my second attempt at trying to get this video correct. Based off the back of the Jeti Guru, Harry Curzon's helpful tutorials as always, just building on it a little bit to give the full bailout capacity for an OMP M2 Evo. Now the bailout works essentially in two ways. Firstly, we want to zero the pitch, the aileron and the roll controls. We then, in addition, at the same time as doing that, we want to increase the gain to 100%, which obviously activates the self-leveling. Then a few milliseconds after that, we then want to add in positive pitch for the heli to rise upwards. So far, people seem to be using about 0.2 to 0.3 seconds. Seems to be the fancy value that everyone's using. So to start with, we have two logical switches to program, and then a number of free mixes off the back of this to achieve it. So I'm using a DS12 radio, so I'm going to be using the SD switch, which is the top right hand corner momentary trigger switch on a spring. So you can hear when I activate it, you can hear it pinging in the background. So to crack on, I'm going to go down to advanced properties, down to logical switches. And here you can see here I've got two set up already. So let's look at the first one. So I've given it a label, enabled. The control is the SD switch. And that's it. It's a very, very basic logical switch, this one. So that's number one. Second one is the same again, so we call it Rec 2 in this case, and again same switch. But what we've done here, and this is absolutely imperative you do this, is we've changed the icon here to a straight line from the slant, and we put in here 0.3 seconds, and that means that this logical switch will kick in 0.3 seconds after I've hit the trigger. And you can see there's a slight delay from me hitting it up here to it changing down here. Just very slight. Okay, so now what we need to do is mix those switches to the free mixes that we're going to create to zero all of the aileron, the pitch and the elevator controls. So just come out of here, fine tuning, down to free mixes. Okay, so all of these mixes here are required. So the first one is quite simply a pitch to pitch, and we're going to be running that at a minus 100%, so essentially it's going to cancel everything, and that will run off our first logical switch that we created with no delay, so that's L3. And essentially all that's going to do is no matter where we put up our pitch, so here and here, by the way, negative on here is actually positive pitch. This is just the signal, it's not the pitch curve. So if I was on negative pitch of 77 and I hit my switch, there you go, see it goes to 0, and then after 0.2 of a second jumps to 61. So this one here makes it 0 to start with. So we're going to link our first logical switch to a minus 100. Our second one is when we actually want the pitch to then come into positive pitch. So this will be based on your delay of 0.2, 0.3 seconds. And for that we want 100%. And now we're on switch on the second logical switch. It's the only time we use this one. It's literally just to pull in the pitch after that slight delay. And then the key difference on this one is the curve at the end here. This is where it's a constant curve. And this is where you choose your value of how much pitch you want to add in. So I think mine takes it to 60, and that's a pretty rapid climb out. But you can play around with this depending on how aggressive you want it. Okay, then we've got gyro sensitivity. So we've got two here. We've got one that zeros it, which is this first one. Again, on our first logical switch, because we want that to happen instantly. So this one zeros it to start with. And then the second one then takes it to whichever value you'd like. I've gone to 100% because I want it to go straight away to as much as I can get out of it. So that's 100%. Okay, and then the final two are just simply the roll and the elevators. These are both, again, the same thing. All they're doing, the same as the pitch, is they're just taking it to a 0 value and they're just keeping it at that 0 value. So, so if I edit that, all they are, so they're just, again, on our first one, because it will happen instantly on our first logical switch, because it will happen instantly, and then a minus 100%, so it will 0 whatever value you put in. So we can then see this in action. So at the moment, say I'm going to
idle 1.
I'm going to flick to my idle 1, so my gyro's at minus 75%, so that puts it into you know, into the 3D mode, so to speak, rather than the auto level. And let's say I'm negative 58 pitch, so I've got negative pitch in at the moment, and I'm going to add in a load of you'll probably just see my thumb poking in. I'm going to add in all of my roll and elevator. Okay, so if I hit the switch, we should see everything 0. We should see the gain here go from minus 75 to plus 100, and then we should see the pitch go the other way momentarily afterwards to give us our positive climb. And there we go. As soon as I let go, it'll go back to how it was. So we'll just do that again. So we're looking at the gain here, goes from minus 75 to plus 100, so that's putting me into full-on auto level mode. The pitch momentarily zeros to allow the helicopter to sort itself out before it then starts its climb. So that will go to 0 momentarily and then start its climb out. And then obviously the roll and the aileron will just stay at 0. So it should do a nice, perfect climb out. Here we go. 0, boff. One more time. 0, boff. And that really is it. Many thanks.